Letter from Stephen Eng to his parents, 21 September. Dear Mom and Pop, received checks, letters, and cards. The American Express forms and the money for the account has arrived, so I've opened an account. Psychology I dropped upon the advice of the teacher, who is also the counselor for freshmen. How much you'll owe, if anything, I shall determine tomorrow and inform you by card. The psychology course did not much interest me, though I would have dropped speech instead, but it is required for my degree. Actually, the interesting material, abnormal, mind maladies, Freud, etc., is not included in this half-semester course. Only facts about IQ, statistics, and much theory which remains to be proven. Too great a quantity of the stuff is mere common sense translated into scientific jargon. The history teacher is very brilliant, so his lectures are always interesting. English, the work is mostly theme writing, with emphasis on technical details and grammar rather than style or originality. Literature is excluded save for a book of essays, which far as I can gather, are intended as examples and will not be read for their own sakes. One selection is Mencken's vitriolic blast at sub-Potomac backwaters. He gathers every shred of abuse he ever knew about the South into one essay. Race prejudice, cultural sterility, poll tax, secession, and other features of the states of the Confederacy he bitterly enumerates. What will make it interesting is that our teacher, Miss Benson, is from Tennessee. She says, "Now y'all must learn to speak with correct grammar so you will be understood." Vomit. She will doubtless skip the Mencken essay. She's nice personally, however. The other night, Schlussel reeled across the hall with a foaming mug, one of mine. We were then caught for having beer as planned. The panic subsided when it was discovered that the beer stein contained water and tide. We who laughs last. I hear that you, Mom, and Mrs. Bode compare notes and thereby gain many misconceptions of the situation here. Also that Killian had better write. Yesterday we had our second tour. Garmisch is a nice resort if you like skiing, etc., but has nothing in itself to offer what I could see. It is pretty well occupied by U.S. forces. We visited also Linderhof Castle, a mere palace constructed by Ludwig II. It was very ostentatious and heavily gilded. He was confined because of insanity, I have read, but I can discover no basis for the judgment other than he held differing ideas on statecraft and culture. He is responsible for other palaces, museums, and several avenues in München. A school paper is forming, so I shall get on it. The advisor was to have been a domineering English teacher, with ideas on policy and style certain to be distasteful. Fortunately, she was replaced by a man with more liberal ideas. Last year, freedom of the press was under the thumb of Dean Dixon, who exercised considerable censorship. A school paper should have the right to criticize any existing institutions, provided such opinion is signed and in decent taste. Please forward the Harlow Church epistles, plus the rejected article from the audience. Save the mouth-watering fantasy until I'm home, but please report which things do arrive all the same. This morning I must do some English for Miss Benson, who talks like Mammy Oakham, then go to Oktoberfest. This morning I attended chapel. Comme ci, comme ça. One of the boys here was saved 2 years ago and hasn't gotten over it. He holds a jubilation every morning in the lounge so girls can attend. The revival time means we can play rhythm and blues until after 7:30. It's a modified camp meeting type of jamboree. I've discussed theology with him and he seems to be a fundamentalist, though I doubt if he's heard the term, adhering to no sect, just the Bible. He is against dancing, popular music, and other sinful occupations. He also uses speech class for a pulpit for the gospel. Nice personally, though, but limited. He confided to me that he is contemplating a novel. He intends a sort of religious of human bondage, I suppose. Last night I did homework, but everyone else was at Oktoberfest. I shall have to hustle if my beer mug collection is to increase.